It's a live stream. Ha ha ha.
Cloud?
Yeah.
You're not invited.
Oh, okay.
Nobody tried to understand. All I had was music, man, and music was my one night stand. The Alphatower of depressed situations. And now I'm sitting on my throne. If you can make it, man, then throw me out of my own throne. Throw me out of my own throne. Push play. Throw me out of my own throne. Push play. Then throw me out of my own throne. Push play.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hi everybody, this is Pi.A. back after 1 year with the Alphatower meet and greet, your place to be to hear some real life stories. I'm your host of this evening. I am the founder of 𝗀𝗲𝗵𝘁𝗄𝗏, Pi.A. pronounce it alternative, double time today with my sister, Filiz. So, as you can see, only I have headphones, so only I can hear what's going on. That's a technical issue we worked on for the last hour, so I'm apologizing on everybody waiting for us since 1 hour. Let me check if I have some better music than this. What about this? Is this cool? Is this known? I think this song always played kind of off when we talk in the Alphatower meet and greet. So let's see who's here. I'm barely bad at doing two things in the same time. So I go now to the chat function and go to the comments. So when I see it right, we have Benny here. Hi Benny, how are you? Hope you're fine. So here you can see the chat, by the way, when people write. I'll let that open now. So for everybody wondering, hi. So the thing is, when you write something, we get that 6 seconds in a delay or something, you know, and you get what we said as well in that delay. So we have to kind of deal with that some way, somehow. So, yeah. This is my sister. I hope, Benny, if you could be that nice to say if we're too loud, or is it okay from the sound, or should we be louder from the microphone? Because I barely could rearrange something in that so important stream. So barely. Like my cloud is here. I can show you my cloud. My cloud is here today with us, as always. So, okay, great. If we're not too loud, we're not too quiet, we can start. So Benny can speak German, so you can switch to German if you want to.
It's better for me.
But we will try in English because my sister needs to learn English very fast, like for our future plans, you know. So let's start with simply, can you introduce yourself, please? Who are you?
I'm your sister.
Come on, you just have to, you know, just like talk a little around it, you know? We just need some infos around it, you know?
I'm your big sister.
Where are you from? Where are you born?
I born here in Berlin.
In the same household.
Yeah.
But yeah, merhaba.
Merhaba, yeah.
Actually,
Thank you.
yeah, means actually like hi, like for everybody don't know kind of Turkish, you know. Okay, all right. Back to the story. So we're both sisters and we both live in the same household.
Yes.
And we don't live there forever together, right? We don't live there forever together.
Yeah. Not forever, yes.
How long did we live together?
For 20 years.
No. We had separated 20 years. Wie lange haben wir zusammengelebt in diesem Haushalt?
I think 10 years.
Yeah, probably. I think I was 9 years old when you left.
9 or 10.
9
I
or 10,
think,
something
yeah.
in between.
I was 17.
Yeah, my sister was 17. Like, for the real cloud fighters, the die-hearted ones, to just, come to that story, it is like, people who are subscribed to my newsletter get that full story. They get like the full dose from my view, like from my side of the perspective, how it was to lose my biggest sister when I was a child, and how it felt that I should forget her. And today it's a very special moment because we have not that possibility to be together in that room on the and I wasn't Pi.A. and I didn't do all that technical stuff, and now I just somehow just get into that, and now we can do that and just document that story, and today is a special episode because I want my sister to tell her view of that story. And so let's try how much it is possible in English, and if you don't know something, then you say it in German and I translate it. That's okay. Something I can do. Evet means yes, by the way, in Turkish. So we have 3 languages we can speak, so we just kind of try to make that happen in English. So all right, stage is yours, microphone is yours. How was it for you when you were 17?
17. It was very hard for me. It was a shock. Another country. Ich kannte mich ja nicht so gut aus.
She wasn't able to know how the streets were in Turkey. Like she didn't know that place where she went to live from now on with 17.
So, ich war sehr weit weg von meiner Familie, von meiner Schwester.
I was very far away from my sister, from my family.
Also erstens musste ich Fuß fassen in Türkei, wie man lebt.
Das
hat sehr lange gedauert, so 2 Jahre lang.
I have to get back on my feet and try to find out how to live in Turkey, and this took me 2 years, and so in the end I was 19 years old.
Ja. Und danach habe ich geheiratet, ja.
And after that she got married, so my sister prefers the shorter version of that story. So back to when you were in Turkey. Where do you live there?
Istanbul.
Yeah, but where do you stay? Like, where was your house? Who was in that house where you stayed?
My house? My husband.
Before marriage.
Before my grandpa and my grandma. Yeah.
And how was it to live with these two? Like, like these are the first ever cloud fighters this world here ever saw, like the grandmother and father of us. How was it to live with these two? Like,
it was not funny.
Why? these people, like, our grandparents, like, can you tell that story or try to tell that story where you were alone with our granddad and you were just bored and there was like kolanya on the table? Like, for everybody, kolanya is like a kind of lemon kind of perfume, which Turkish people used to fresh up their hands, like kind of, just hygienic.
Alcohol with lemon.
Yeah, some people drink it even, like a little shot to whatever. We didn't do that, but you clean your hands with that when you come into a house of someone. So you have fresh hands and have no bacteria, and then you just go and greet everybody. And this thing was on the table. What did you do with it?
It's so peinlich.
But we have to tell it. You said it was not fun to live with our grandparents. That was actually much more fun than the people here should, hear the real story behind it. By the way, both are dead. So.
Und danach habe ich es ihm auf seinen Hintern umgekippt.
Okay.
Und dann hat er angefangen zu schreien, es brennt.
Okay, that 𝗕𝗲𝗁𝘀 kind of thing was on the table, and my sister was so fucking bored that she took that thing. Okay, let's imagine this is the bottle, and next to her sits her granddad, and his trouser was a little open behind, and she was like, can you just show me what it was? And then he goes just like lean on, and she was like, and then put it next to in the hand of her nephew, like here, hold it. And she was like, okay. And
he was only 5 years old.
The nephew. And then, like, our granddad, when he saw that in the hand of the nephew, was like, why did you do this to me? Bam! And our nephew, the pure one, he didn't know what happened. And he was like, okay. But she was the real one behind that thing. My sister is not that kind of quiet like you think.
Mir war's langweilig.
Yeah, she was quite bored on that day. She was thought, okay, let's put some little pepper on it. So Benny's laughing the whole time. It was like the story I ever heard cool of our grandparents.
Yeah.
So, but when you were there with these two, didn't you ask them, can I go back home?
To my parents?
Like our grandparents like this.
I will back to Germany. I have.
What did they answer you?
I have crying. I will back. And say mine, no.
And when you come to Turkey, what do you actually think?
I think I'm coming to holiday.
And I was like, can you bring me a toy? And I remember standing on the airport and I was like, I see you in 2 weeks.
After 4 weeks, I wait. The telephone from my father, it's not coming. I must back. I must go to school.
And then you ask our grandparents, hey, when did I go back? When can I go home? And they
say, mine, you're not at home. Your home is here now, and you must live here. Bam.
Imagine that happens to you. You just go somewhere for holiday and you don't fly back home. You go into your new home. You have no idea. Like, what was in your baggage, like coffer, like coffer. What was in there? Because you actually thought you go to holiday.
Yes, my mother asked me, take your jackets.
Like winter jackets.
Winter jackets. I have asked, not mother, it's hot in Turkey. I need not this. And I think I come back. I have buy for my sister Gummi. Nicht Gummi.
Gummitier?
Nein.
What?
Circus.
Gum. She bought gum for me.
Pink gum. You like it?
I hate pink. But back then I was a little child, so I really enjoyed that color.
I have eine Packung so.
I never get that. So you had your winter jacket with you, and you still didn't have an idea.
Ich konnte es nicht ahnen.
Yeah. You didn't come on that thought to. Okay. And so then a couple of months went by, and What happened then for you? Like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months?
Also nach 4 Wochen habe ich es erfahren, dass ich wieder zurückgehe.
So after 4 weeks, you totally knew.
Yes.
After
4 weeks.
4 weeks, she totally knew that she didn't go back and that it's her new home and that thing. And how did you deal with that? You said in the beginning you needed 2 years to come back to your feet.
Yes.
What did you do in that 2 years?
I have not friends. I don't know. We can go in the bus.
How to come from A to B? You know, you're in a country where you didn't know anything. So,
Anything.
yeah,
It's not internet.
No internet time back then. No phone. Like, you know, everything was fucking expensive. I remember calling my sister for back then 15 D-Mark, which was like for 2 minutes call, which would be like kind of 7 or 8 euro for 2 minutes calling someone. That was fucking hard.
Yeah.
So you couldn't even call, you know, and say, hey, can you help me out or something? So no way of where's the bus? Which bus did I have to take?
I don't know really.
Like the infrastructure, like where is what? Like
Yeah.
where can I buy bread or something?
I don't know really.
How did you find out?
I must go with my grandpa or grandma. We go make shopping, come back.
And then you just try to remember where that was. Like,
Yeah.
wow, I would totally, you know, I was on the other side of the story. I was home. Like I was in an environment where I knew, in a country where I knew, but being somewhere, don't know anything, in a town with no Google, no WhatsApp, nothing, you know? Yeah, as you said, completely right, completely life-changing experience. How did you make sure that you didn't lost it in, you know, like in your head? Because it is pressure, it is stress to be in that situation
It
with
was very stressed.
just 17.
Yeah.
How did you make it to don't lose it?
Don't lose it.
Like, nicht verrückt werden.
Oh. I have sing. I have dancing. I make.
Just what, ladies and gentlemen? Cloud fighting. So in that case, some applause for the word cloud fighting, starting, you know, with that experience for her. Like, she is her own biggest cloud fighter. She has her own Alphatower. So, you know, like the real reason why I wanted to have that stream back then is to have that kind of stories being heard, being told. But I never imagined back then to have like that transparent my own story. Like the other side of it, you know, when I started, I was like, hey, I'm Pi.A, I'm doing a stream, I have no clue what to do. And I'm sitting here with my sister next and we try to make that role. And it's very, very, you know, hard right now. We try to, you know, just struggling a little with emotions because it's a real story. It's not so far, you know, in the past. So while you struggled there 2 years to come back on your feet, I didn't have a clue what's going on. I was too small. I was like, that room where you lived, like everything, like my sister had that little room next to mine and she was like having that everything was there, like she would come back in a second, you know, and then they closed that door and just lock it and put that key away and I was not allowed to enter that room. And so that goes on, and with the years I forget about her existence, and that was totally the plan to make me have a other life, you know. That's so fucking weird that it's even weird to say that it happened like this. You know, when you say cruel, let's explain. Why are you didn't mad at our father? Why didn't you hate our father?
I don't hate him.
Yeah, why? Why do you think he did that to you? Like, what was the reason, like, der Grund, warum dich in die Türkei-Firma geschickt hat?
Er dachte, er hat was super Tolles gemacht für mich und für dich. In diesem Moment war es für ihn richtig. Also ich kann ihn nicht hassen dafür.
So how to translate, like, she can't hate our father because he was in that moment where the things happened, where he need to make a decision. He was thinking, okay, it was better for both when I separate them. Like, my sister back then was not a nice lady. You were in jail, right? For a couple of days, like Gefängnis für ein paar Tage. She was. She's a hard, tough girl, ladies and gentlemen. And our father was scared that this would go, you know, into on a level where she would be like, you know, how should we say that, like an all-day coming guest in that jails, you know. And he was scared that it would ruin her whole life, so he sent her one way to Turkey. But back then we didn't know anything about that. We were like, okay, why did that happen? Why did we get separated, like, after so many years? And you live there and I live here, and we didn't know, like, you know about me.
We have not contact.
We couldn't contact each other because there was no WhatsApp. We could write letters, but she was not allowed to write me, and I should forget her, you know, because it was better for everybody. That was what was thought in that time back then, but it wasn't. So I broke into that room. I waited till my parents left. I know exactly where the key was, and I took it and just opened the door and go in, and there lie on you know, like on the floor, there was like a Michael Jackson CD, Dangerous. And I was like, wait, a cassette back then, you know, with a Walkman next. I just put it into that Walkman. I was like, what's that? And with listening, because we listened so much to that songs, that I was like, whoa, there's something missing. There's like a ghost, you know, who's that ghost? And all that memories rushing into my head. And I was like, I have a sister. It was totally shocking for me because all the things I should forget ran back in my head like phew. And then I started to search for her, and I really made the biggest drama ever at home to find her, and I finally did. And yeah, it was totally, you know, if you would tell that story like in a book, I think it would be a bestseller or something kind of that, because it's such a weird story, it's such a labyrinth, but it functioned, you know, somehow, some kind of way it functioned. How was it, like, how did that came? Wie ist es passiert that you and I see each other again after 15 years?
You have called me.
No, that we talked was because of me, because I want, but you come to Berlin with your son. How did that come? Also wie ist es passiert, dass du überhaupt wieder nach Deutschland zu Besuch gekommen bist?
Mein Vater wollte.
So, oh my God. So our father decided after 15 years, hey, yo, what? I just bring that girl back, just, you know, just for God's sake, so she can meet her little sister now after 15 years, where she's not the little sister quite anymore. Very interesting. But I remember that day, I was like somewhere, I don't know what I did. And I was like, okay, my father's calling, what the hell did he want? And I was like, okay, what's up, Dad? And he was like, hey, your sister's coming tomorrow. We pick her up from the airport. And I was like, who? Your sister with her son. Said she had a son? Oh my God. And then we went there and I was so nervous. I was so scared. I was like, okay, meeting someone from my blood looking like me. I don't know her. Like, but then what happened? The gates are opening. She came out. And that was like fully a slow motion starting. She had that blonde hair. She was like walking like, you know, like slow motion with a sun on her head. And I was like, wow, that's my biggest sister. Cool. I immediately was, 9 years again, was 2 seconds like this. And I was like, oh, my sister. And stop crying, Benny. Just put some, Taschentuch. And then I just run there. I just run there. And then I was like, okay, let's try. And I hug her. And it feels very weird because hugging her is like touching myself. Does it make sense? Like, can we show that? Like our hands?
My hands?
Yeah. Like when you put that hand like this, like we have this same hand. Especially like when we just come higher. Can you see any difference? No, right? This is so weird. We have the same hand.
And we have the same foot.
Feet. But, we don't show them for God's sake because we don't want to show feet like in Nickelodeon videos. So we don't do that. But they are not looking that good, believe me. Like we have a little trouble with that feet. But when I touch your skin, it feels like I touch myself. It's weird, because it's the same. Like when you look, it's the same. She's just browner because of Turkey, and I don't have that tattoo.
Yeah.
But I have like my chains, but it's the same. It's weird, That scared us a little. And when she came up through that gate, she had the same jacket as me, but we'd never talked before. And we went to the taxi and and her son was so cute. His name was Ege, or his name is Ege, and he was 4 years old. And he was like, tiny, cute, had that little small voice, you just want to hug him and squeeze him, whatever. I did that. And he was like, who are you? And I was like, I'm your auntie. And I don't know, it took us a little. But then we go to the taxi and our father sit in front with Ege and we sit in the back. And it was like 2 minutes completely. And then our father turned around and he said, thank God I separated you both. You're so annoying. And we were like, hey, what does this guy want from us? And together, like, zusammen haben wir Vater ganz schön genervt in diesem Taxi. Und war froh, dass uns voneinander getrennt
hat.
Ja, weil wir genervt haben, like, because we were annoying. And so in that case, it was for us, okay, you separated us, but fuck off, our souls are the same. You can't separate us, you can't separate that soul. And then we come to that room, which was officially hers, but was then my child room. Don't care about your daddy. Especially, it sounds weird. I never talk about my dad before. It's the first time I talk about my dad. I love my dad. It's the same like hers because
I love my dad.
He didn't have other choice back then, but it was a wrong choice back then. You have to choose, and sometimes in life you choose right and you choose wrong, and he chose the wrong path in that moment. Yeah. He should more choose to change the situation and get some help for my sister, because doing the things she did was like screaming, like, I need help, and she didn't get that help. Instead of getting that help, she was sent away to another country. So, and in that case, I'll blame a little our dad for not helping her. But in the end, Turkey has a Pi.A. Germany has a Pi.A. now. That's what happened. We keep that cool, and I think the reason is because we talk about it so often. Like from day one, we talk and we talk and we talk about our past, about our childhood, about that inner child that was broken in both of us. And we talk about it a lot. So, and with the years now, you just get cool with it, Hi, Jörg. Nice to meet you. Can I introduce to you my sister, Miss Pi.A. number 2? The only person on Mother Earth can have that name too, which is totally cool to have that situation. I get everything delayed from the comments, so sorry on that part. we were on the point of the story where we met each other again after 15 years. And we were on the point where we come back to that home where we were separated back then. So we entered that home after so many years with your son, Ege, coming back home. How does that feel? So, you open the door.
Oh.
That feeling, like walking in and so on.
Ich war sehr nervös.
I was very nervous.
Ich war glücklich und unglücklich. Das war alles zusammen.
I was happy and unhappy in the same time. There was much emotions floating, in between, like kind of thing.
Also ich kann es nicht.
Try
Ich kann es nicht so. Das war sehr. Nee, das war sehr schwer für mich. Auf einer Seite ging es mir ganz gut. Auf der anderen Seite war es nicht so. Aber ich wollte unbedingt dich sehen. Also du warst für mich der Grund.
Translating this means crying, and I just have to hold back the tears. She really didn't feel good, and she didn't feel, and on the other side, she felt great. And then she decided to do that, to come back on that place where she thought, like, thank you, mixture of feelings, thank you. To come back to that place because her reason was to see me. I tend to laugh more than I usually do to overplay like insecure feelings and fear and pain a lot. When I feel in pain, I laugh more. It's a kind of Pi.A thing, I don't know. She really did all that to herself to say, okay, go back to that fear, go back to that pain, to just see that little 5-year child waiting to hug her sister again. But after that, something happened where I still have nightmares sometimes. So we went to that floor, right? We had that long floor where we go, and on the end was like your room, like dein Kinderzimmer. And then we go in, and you just have your koffer, like baggage. We go in, and she closed the door, du hast die Tür geschlossen, and she took that baggage in front of the door and sit on it, Then she just put out a cigarette like this, now. And then she looked at me and said, do you smoke?
Yeah.
I was like, and I smoked a big box a day, like kind of 30 cigarettes or something. I was like, no, don't smoke. And she took me like this. Bam! I was like, what happened to you? Don't lie to your bigger sister. Don't do that. I was like, oh, fuck, what's happening? I was so scared. From nice to I can kill you, in 2 seconds, 2 seconds, damn it. And then, as she said, lüge deine große Schwester nicht an, so don't lie to your bigger sister. And she put me like in front of that wall, like this, She started crying while saying bigger sister. And I was like, hi, metal hippie. And I was like crying too. So because I understand how important for her it was to be my biggest sister in that moment, And when I could start breathing again, when she allowed me that, I was like, by the way, I'm smoking. And she was like, as I know, and I bring you some from Turkey, here, smoke. but our father didn't know.
Lügen.
Yeah, she was mad at me because I lied. And then we sit there and smoke. Like she smoked one and I smoked one. So always when we smoked, there was like double smoke in that room, and we didn't open the window, we idiots. And then our father came, like when this is the door, he was like, Hey, Filiz, how much did you smoke, girl? Do you really? Let's get you some help, girl. You know, he was thinking the whole time she just smoked double time, you know, but it was actually me like smoking in the back, you know. But there was like a funny, like one positive funny moment we had when we met each other again, you know. After that, like going out, like to the places you were, also zu den Plätzen, wir sind ja danach rausgegangen zu den Plätzen, wo du aufgewachsen bist. How was that for you? How does that feel to go out in the 𝗕'𝗃𝗃𝗃 Viertel?
Ich habe vermisst überall. Ich habe ja so neugierig geguckt.
And she missed it to see that places and was
Und ich habe
very
viele Freunde
excited.
gesehen wieder.
Excited to see that places, and she had a lot of friends back in Berlin after 15 years. No one of them left, so she could meet them all.
Yeah.
And I remember one day, like the other girls was how should I say that? They have something to do with going in jail as well. They were like, you know, like tough girls, like could, you know, just punch you in your face. And little me was just walking behind them, just looking, what are they doing? And there were 4 girls, like my sister on the front and the other 4 walking behind her. And I'm walking extremely behind everybody. And they just all put sunglasses on, was like, okay, we're Charlie's Angels or something. And I felt, for me, like 5-year, like the inner child in me, that 5-year-old inner child was like, hey, that's my bigger sister, that's so cool, you know. And other people looked like, okay, what's going on? But I found that was so cool. I was so proud to say it's my bigger sister, yeah, and she's so strong and she's so walking on. And I was like, oh, I can't be that strong. And it was so cool for me to watch, you know, like everybody being together, like nothing happened, you know. When you were especially on the place where you meet your friends, like 𝗕'𝗃𝗃𝗃, you said there was a place in 𝗕'𝗃𝗃𝗃 Viertel called 𝗕'𝗃𝗃𝗃 where all the people in her age meet and they do breakdance, right?
Yeah.
How was your breakdancing? Like,
Now, I'm so old for breakdance.
yeah, now, but wie war's für dich, das Breakdancen mit den anderen? Was hat es dir gegeben?
Das hat mir alles gegeben. Mein Kopf war leer. Da habe ich erfunden, dass ich tanzen muss.
Okay, breakdancing was for her an mind-opening experience, like to free her mind from anything negative. You can see that, you know, in common with when I do music, it's for me the same. And for my sister, it was like breakdancing, dancing in general. And so she decided to become a dancer back then. But that was long before everything happened, you know. So you could never be a professional dancer, right? Like, du konntest nie als Tänzer Geld verdienen. Du konntest das nicht zum Beruf machen.
Das konnte ich nicht in Türkei.
That was not possible in Turkey.
Wir waren hier in 𝗕'𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 Viertel die ersten Frauen Breakdance Group.
She couldn't make that profession in Turkey because Turkey didn't have that, you know, possibilities for women back then to be anything like more than a child, like a household wife, you know. But my sister said right now that she was one of the first members of a girl group, like the very first ever girl group making breakdance in the 𝗕'𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. So I wish back then they had awards, you know, just like to show something, but back then there was nothing to, you know. Benny, you need a Taschentuch. I can only say it again. So when you see me, also als du mich gesehen hast, what was your first thought? Like your first, what did you think when you saw me the first time again? And I was not that little child anymore.
Ich musste dich sehr lange angucken, weißt du doch, wie erwachsen du bist. Das wollte ich eigentlich nicht sehen, wie erwachsen du bist.
Yeah.
Ich habe dich wie immer so kleine Pi.A. erwartet.
My sister said, I asked her if she, what she thought when she saw me back then, because I wasn't 5 years old. But wait, didn't I say that in English before? Whatever. And she said that all she can do was look at me for a very, very long time, and she didn't want to see the grown-up woman. She saw that little 5-year-old girl. Like, my sister can see my inner child. She know how that girl looks, back then. I was not dressed black. I was a very colorful girl, like a little Barbie kind of thing. With 5 years, I just looked like a Barbie. And I remember, I don't know if I can show that in the camera. I have a scar on my finger. I don't know if I can. Is it seeable? Wait, I don't think. Let me paint it for you where it is. It's here. Wait, my pen doesn't paint. So, yeah, in that part where the ring is, there's a scar, And that scar is actually the fault of my sister.
Man.
And can you try to tell in English why did I have that scar?
Ich kann es auf Deutsch erklären.
Okay. Okay, we do that in German. I translate again.
Du warst immer hinter mir her, also.
Yeah, that was, my favorite hobby back then as a little girl was to stalk her. She couldn't go even to the toilet without me.
Yeah.
I was just following and tingling around her, ding, 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 and all I wanted was to be close. I don't know if I needed much love or something. I was always like, my sister, my sister, my sister. And I tend to do this with her hair, like,
Yeah.
That was not so good for her. But it was such fun because she always turned around and I had her attention, all I wanted was her attention. And on that day, I did that again, She wanted to go out of we had a room together.
And I was in toilet and you have weight of me.
Yeah. Could be because she wasn't allowed to go into the toilet without me, just follow everywhere.
You was, I think, 3 years and I was 10 years.
I couldn't remember a shit. I was 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, when I get that scar here, which I don't know what happened, But I remember it was my favorite hobby to follow her around, So, okay, I followed you to the toilet and then how did that shit happen?
Ich wollte die Tür zumachen.
She wanted to close the door.
Und du wolltest das Licht ausmachen.
She wanted to close the door. I want to turn out the lights. Like totally different directions. Okay, and then?
Ich habe die Tür zugemacht. Ich habe nur dein Gesicht gesehen.
Okay, she closed the door. Just saw my face like... Because the door in that moment...
Yeah. I have opened the door. I have looked your finger. I see the blood.
Can't remember.
She looks me. She looks me only so. I have cried.
She cried and screamed or whatever. And I was like...
And I have screamed.
And I just looked on my finger like, what? I don't know. Oh. And that's the rule, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you my name, Benny. I'm Pi.A. Means pronounce it alternative. That's the facts. We don't say names. We don't do that because Pi.A. is a part of me. I am Pi.A. and who I am when I go to the daily job I hate to go to is nothing important, because I go there to make, my living, like buy my bread, just pay that house here, some gas for my car, but that's all. And it doesn't matter because that's not me anymore. I'm not that person. I'm not anymore that little 5-year-old person. I am Pi.A, but inside of me, there's that little girl where only she knows the name. Yeah. And it should stay there, But you tried in a very, very intelligent way to get that out. Not happening. But it was a nice try. So the thing with the scar again was like, I didn't do anything because I don't want her to get some trouble, But she screamed like, oh my God. And in that moment, I started screaming too.
Yeah.
And the end of the story was that we both get some very big trouble for screaming in the middle of the night. Me for following her to the toilet and she for doing that to my finger. And then we had some little problems. And I think that was the only bad thing we did, like when we were together, because after that we were quickly separated. So it's weird. I'm 36 since 2 days now. Since 2 days? Yeah, since 2 days. 36 years old. How old are you? Right?
44.
Yeah, you will become 44 next month. Yeah. And in that, like that story we told in the beginning was totally like, it's so much in the past. But for us, it's very present because we have to deal with that some kind of, like for me, I always try to make my sister, I just really try to do it like on a marketing kind of way. You have this advantages here in Germany. You can have this house. You have this and this and this. You can bring your son. I can do all that for you and whatever. And she always said to me, she don't want to live in Germany. So if we can vote to bring my sister back and, because I'm a traumatized little inner child problem here with me, then I would be very happy for that support to bring my sister back to Germany where she belongs to, in my world, But where do you feel home? For me, your home is here. But where do you feel home?
Here?
Do you want to live in Turkey or here?
In Turkey.
That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like that answer. I don't like that answer. Because of my inner child. I hate to bring my sister to the airport. And I think everybody can understand that, For me, it's a heartbreaking experience always to relive and live, that trauma again, to say bye to my sister. That's hard, I hate that shit. And she's now here for 1 week. And after that week, I will get her to the airport. Then she fly back to Turkey. And I will sit there and cry my eyes the hell out of me. But after 1 week, I just return back to the life I'm used to. But for me, it's always traumatizing again to do that. But I can't make it to make my sister want to live in Germany. So I'm very bad at that. I said so many things like, you can have me every day. I can follow you around again, but she's not amused. I said, you can bring your son and we can raise him together, whatever. But she said, no. Whatever I say, she said no. Because she said, in Turkey, the coffee's better. The view is better, because of all that sightseeing you can have. Thank you. We are both PAs, so no problem. I share that name with my sister. She's I can say she's the first cloud fighter ever, because she was 17. And I think it was truly inspiring for me to see that she didn't lost it, that she make her way through that situation and break through out of a circle where she shouldn't, break out, but she did, and she returned proudly, like head high with her son, to the place where she was not allowed to be anymore, I prepared some little video material, which I totally forget to show you guys. I'm again bad in everything, so I will try to make that as fluent as possible if I could find what I prepare for you guys. Yeah, here we go. I just have some little memory video which I did. For that I will turn off the music, and I hope that the video starts playing. If not, I feel very embarrassed. So we will stay quiet in the back and let you guys watch some photos of us with a song called Childhood Story, which I wrote 6 years ago. It's just the instrumental of it, but so you can hear, or how should I say, you can feel that pain I tried to put into the guitar, and that's why I put it in, because that's the way we feel about that situation when we really go back to that time. And so I hope it plays now. Let's try.
Poverty is in the eye of the beholder. From now on, be careful, it's us against you. 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗃. This name will be your dead end. But relatives, nothing more or less. You are not part of God's master plan. 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗃. We breathe the same. We think the same. Damn, we are the same. We even dress the same. 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗃.
So I think you can hear me, and now you can see us. So it will look stupid when we rewatch that video, but unfortunately StreamYard doesn't help me more with that kind of issue. What you saw, sorry, I have to correct, that was Family Theater, a song I wrote before I go to Turkey 2 years ago, where I had that crazy idea because we have a very similar closet. The things she had in her closet, I had in mine, just in another size. Because my sister's thinner than me, and like same colors, same kind of style, whatever. Like everybody knows my very famous Pi.A jacket. She has the same in gray. What? I don't know. It's weird, you know. My sister loves colors. I don't. I think that's a difference between us. But that's one thing we have in common, and that's really that we look very similar and that close, and we have that same taste, you know, for things. And that's what we want to combine in the Family Theater video, showing actually the house which is ours, like our last name, ta-ta-da, revelation, is 𝗕𝗲𝗃. Set in German kind of thing, and in Turkish it's 𝗕𝗲𝗃. And this is our last name, which my sister carries still. I'm not, because you all know I have a husband, right?
Yeah.
So I have another name, so it's Pi.A, you know. I don't have a last name anymore. No, I'm just joking. I have a last name, but the thing is that this name means a lot for us, because how should I say that? Because I know the family will rewatch that kind of thing. I don't have much of that family, you know. My only family sits next to me. That's the truth, you know. I put into my family her son, 𝗂𝗂. That's my family as well. And everybody else, I didn't know you guys. I'm sorry. You can watch that video. You can do whatever you want. You didn't support us. You didn't take care of us when we were little kids, and you all knew what's going on, and you knew that we were separated, and none of you guys come to the idea that it was bad for us and that we get traumatized back then, and now you come all out of your little shells and, you know, try to do like nothing happened. We don't want to have something to do with you guys. So, you know, we have some family beef ongoing with lawyers, whatever, for the building you saw in that video of Family Theater, which is, I don't know how long it will take to win that fight, but we will win this, because the first, you know, like floor is ours. Like it's something that we get from our grandparents. like our father, actually, it's his, and we will fight for that. And everybody else, that finger, we have that for you guys. So everybody out of that room for our family, 𝗕𝗲𝗃, like Ege, my sister, and me, just we are a family, and everybody else we didn't know. That's so easy as it is. That's the way we deal with that situation, and that's why that video is so rough in the chorus. So, but music is something we share as well. So, I don't talk about me right now. It would be ridiculous, but did you guys know that my sister has a beautiful voice? My sister is a truly inspiration for the whole world. And my sister showed her skills back again on the day where I married my husband. So do we want to check into that video? Let's do it. So first I turn off the camera again. And here we go. So that was us over 8 years ago on my wedding, showcasing how our life could be when we had the possibility to sing together, right? So yeah, little announcement on that part. We're working on that. But I cannot say much about it right now because we don't have, much possibilities to say in which direction it goes, because there's one big difference. I love synthesizers, I love rock and guitars and all that stuff. My sister not. And no, she didn't like that. And so we have to find a way to make music together, which is cool for her, but which is still Pi.A. And that's hard for me. I just tried so much. I just put a piano and she was like, that sounds shit, I don't like that. I was like, fuck, I have to start again. And I sit there 3 hours doing something, like a beat. She was like, that's bullshit, that sounds, I don't know, whatever, do it again. I was like, I sit there 3 hours, why did you hate me so much? So, well, there is another announcement before we end that beautiful show today. So, as you know, I am creating myself. So, here we go. And I don't need synthesizers. You really want to fuck me off? I love synthesizers. They are in every of my songs. I need them. I can't live without them. These are totally like Pi.A.-ish. I need synthesizers. Otherwise, I die or something. That's, I really need them to breathe. That's really, and that's full honest, what I try to say. Because I am creating myself. And while I am creating myself, my sister creates herself, and I created myself trying to live with that guy, with the cloud of doubt. Now fight this motherfucker. And my sister did that for her too. But sometimes in life, while you just see the negative, God knocks on the door and says, you know what? There's something positive, and it's totally in the wrong time, on the wrong place, and maybe in the middle of the things where you just that, okay, I'm in my flow, I just want to, just make album number 8, album number 9, and just be Pi.A., But God says there's another cloud, has another color, a very, very, just ruining the moment. Had a very colorful cloud, which is totally the difference of my cloud. Totally blue, yellow, pink, purple, with a beautiful smile, which I hope to see soon, of my child. I am pregnant, ladies and gentlemen. I'm dropping my bomb. This is my kid. I can show it. I don't know if it's a man, like a boy or a girl. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. No clue. But I know it looks like a little chicken on that selfie. And as you can see, I still painted that cloud in black and white, but just for the moment. Because right now I'm suffering with things my body can do and not, because I'm a 36-year-old woman getting my first child. That's, I think, a tough journey I'm on. My sister was 17, by the way, getting her first child. I am 36. My body has its limits, and I have to overcome them. I need to find the light in the dark to make that happen. And that's why we fight, for him or her. I really don't know. Don't know the gender of my little chicken. But that little chicken will be the first ever colorful cloud fighter of that earth. Really make it to live in me and be born, having me as mom. I'm working on that to make that happen. And we're now in the 3rd month. No, we started the 4th month. And there's so much shit to do, especially when you live in Germany. You have to find, oh my gosh, how did that word, in English, like in German, it's 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗵𝘁, like the woman makes the birth happen. You have so much paperwork to do. You have to go to your job and tell about it. And then you get into a special law system where you're unbeatable, but doesn't mean that your job wants to have you, kind of thing. There's so much things to do, and you have to worry about them things, especially for women. There's so many things you can't eat. There's so many things you should eat. And then you sit there the whole day and just Google, can I do that or not? It's very tough. And so for me, it's cool. I have my sister here just giving me her infos how to do that shit, my husband is still not recognizing much because it's not seeable in the moment. It lives in me, I think, on my left side of my body. That's what I think. Let's see if it's like this, But yeah, again, that's my child. And I want that child to have a better story than me. I want that child to have a sibling one day, and to have a sister, hopefully, and to don't be whatever the fuck will come in that life, to don't be separated of that sister. And for that, I will do everything I can. And I will take you guys with me on that journey about it. And for sure, I will not stop making music because I want my child to be proud of me. Yeah. And that's what I work for. And in that case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Alphatower meet and greet with Pi.A. number 1 and Pi.A. number 2. And we let you guys now out of the stream because, again, sorry for starting late. We had some technical issues and we solved them. Thank you everybody for coming. Thanks to everyone who will rewatch that video. I think it will be a lot more because it was like, I planned and said 8 p.m. and then it was 9 p.m. That was shit. Again, sorry. I hope it will be not the last episode of the Alphatower meet and greet, but for me, I just put it out again after a year because my sister was here to have her in that stream and tell a little about her story. And if somebody's interested in an episode about their own life and about their own struggles and something to share, write it down to the comments. I will come back to you and make happen that you can tell your story and document it forever in this video. Thank you so much. Hi, Feisty. Thank you. Thank you so much all for coming. And now, for the ones watching the last 4 episodes, you guys know what will come, right? You should know what is now coming next. Are you guys ready for the outro? Are you ready for the outro?
Yeah.
Me too. And so in this case, ladies and gentlemen, see you guys in the next episode.
I'm not the better